Hey everyone, Riley here from LeaderPro, the #1 software marketplace connecting buyers with sellers of software solutions instantly. In today's tutorial, we'll show you how to reach your target market using Facebook groups. So let's say you have a particular Facebook group and you want to target the members. If it's a public group, we can use Phantom Buster again. However, if it's a private group, first you must join the group in order to collect the group members. In this case, we are using a public group, so for any group that you want to target the group members of, just make sure if it's a public group or a private group, you need to be a member of that group. And the next step is to go into Phantom Buster, and you'll want to go to Facebook, which you'll find under Solutions. And you may have to click All Solutions, like you'll see I'm about to do right here. Just click All Solutions, and then wait for it to load, just click on Facebook right here, and then it will say Facebook group members export, and this is what we want to use. So just click on that, and the first step is to connect to your Facebook account. You should have another tab open that's logged on to your Facebook account, and just click those two buttons and connect your Facebook by following the instructions. So once you've connected to your Facebook, the next step is to put the URL from the Facebook group you're targeting. And there are two ways to do this. You can put one group right here, or you can have a spreadsheet with all the groups you want to target in a column. And this allows Phantom Buster to process it one by one without having to switch out the URL each time. But for this example, we're just going to use one group, and it's a really simple process. All you need is the link to the Facebook group, and you're just going to want to paste it in here, and again, make sure you're part of the group or this is not going to work. Alright, so I'm just going to go into Facebook, grab that link up there, and just simply paste it in here. Super simple, super easy. And once you have that URL, you're just going to want to hit save in the bottom right corner, and this is where it can get a little bit confusing. Facebook does a good job of detecting bots, so what we recommend is to process a low amount of group members each time. You'll see right here it says number of members to extract per group, and Phantom Buster does recommend to process a max of 4 to 5K. So that is probably the safe limit here, and the number of groups to process per launch is only applicable if you have an Excel sheet or a Google spreadsheet with a list of Facebook group URLs. And in our case, we are only processing one group, so we don't need to fill out anything here. But if you have 10 groups, but you only want to process 5, then just put 5 here. If you have 10 groups and want to process all 10, you can just leave it empty or just put 10 in there. And again, they have a recommended max number, which I've highlighted here, so just be mindful of that. And then next, here is where you put the result file. So you can name it whatever you want, and fields to keep is not really important because in the result file it will try to give you as much data as possible. And so you just want to hit save in the bottom right corner, and here's settings, which is where we select the frequency. For Facebook, you generally don't want to try and process everything all at once. You want to keep it slow and steady, because if you try and process too much at one time, Phantom Buster is very likely to suspend or disable your account for a little while. And so you can space it out however you want. For example, space it out to 3 times a week, once a week, or a few times a day, and then make sure to give it a gap. And you want to try and mimic a typical human interaction, because most of the time with Facebook it's random. So if you try to set some completely random frequency, it will probably work pretty well for you. Or you can put some set amount of frequency, it's really up to you, but make sure and try and make it less frequent. Give some space between each launch, and for notifications, if you're checking the Phantom Buster dashboard daily, you probably don't need to put in case of error, but you can anyways. And usually we select in case of error because if there's an error and it's not processing for some reason, then you are able to see it on the Phantom Buster dashboard. And then where it says advanced settings, you can customize the advanced notifications, but generally in case of error is a good option. And then just hit save, and it will take you to this page where you can hit launch. It will give you the data in a result file, which will include the Facebook URL of each group member, their name, and when they join the group. And it will also have, any profile information you need for your outreach. Anyways, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more tutorials.
Join Leader Pro today.